What's going on, guys? Chase here. I want to talk in this episode, and I want to give you a background as to what put me in the position as a business owner today and why I decided to make that jump for myself. This last episode, go back and watch it. It really is just an overview of what this channel is all about, which is built in faith, right? Building your family up in faith, your marriage, your business, and just your life. Allowing your faith to be your foundation. And I really wanted to document my journey as a business owner, as a new father, as a new husband, as just a younger guy in general. Not the expert by any means, but I think there's a lot of positivity that comes from conversations with people going through the same things as you. Man, some of the most productive conversations I get are from the people who are going through it too, because they're going through it, but at a different angle than me, and we're able to swap stories, and we have a very relatable aspect of our lives that help us both grow together. But to come back to the topic of today's video, which is why and my background. So I'm going to try to give you guys as quick a background as possible. Getting out of college, I had my degree in marketing. I knew I wanted to do sales to some degree, didn't know what field I wanted to get into. I was afforded an opportunity to go work for a home inspection company and wore a multitude of hats. Not only was I responsible for their marketing and sales of their services in a single territory, but I also was on their franchise development team leading their franchise sales. So I was able to expand and grow the company, add an additional 7 locations to the company within 3 years. And that's in 3 different states as well. And I had a great time doing it. So great, actually, fast forward, I'm actually now a franchise owner myself. That's my business, which I'll get into in a minute. But spent 3 years there, had a great time, learned a ton being in a small business type of environment because I had to wear a multitude of hats and carry a lot of responsibility in different sectors of the business very early on in my career, which I'm very grateful for. From there, I was getting married, or I was engaged to get married. I knew I wanted to buy a house. I knew I wanted to move out of the state that I was in, which was California at the time. And I needed a job that can afford me the ability to do so. I wasn't quite making the money I wanted to make or needed to make to quote qualify for the home loan I wanted, and check a few of the boxes that, when you're growing up, you need to check, right, at one point or another. So that led me down the route to a more big business corporate type of environment, working as a regional sales manager for a two-way communication company, and responsible for managing 4 different sales reps, manufacturers reps in a multitude of territories that basically covered the Western United States. Again, great job, got to travel, got to see a lot of new places. But really that's what drove me back to wanting to own my own business. Because what I found myself doing is I was working in step with all these manufacturers reps that, although were my customers, they're their own business owners in their own fields, and very successful, very knowledgeable, very wealthy business owners, mind you. And I took that as a learning opportunity. And I thought to myself, man, these guys give me compliments, which I'm grateful for. And they tell me, that they love the way that I work and approach my work. And, they wish that they would offer me a job if I ever wanted one. And I thought to myself, man, if these guys who are ultra successful enjoy working with me to the degree that they want me to be on their team, if I ever wanted a new position, then there must be some relatable aspect that I can go open up my business for myself and probably find similar success. And so it took a complete stranger to kind of open my eyes as to what business to get into, because over the course of my time working for that corporate company, I was shopping for businesses for sale of retirees in my area, moving on from their business they've been in. I looked at other franchise models. I knew I wanted to do home services, just didn't know what field I wanted to get into. And again, complete stranger sitting in a Las Vegas hotel waiting for my airplane to arrive, to get to the airport. We're chatting back and forth. He mentions that he was an ex-traveling sales guy who now owns his own business because he got tired of being on the road, wanted the scalability, wanted the freedom, wanted the perks that came along with owning your own business, and how to get out of the sales field because the traveling role was not a fit for him and his family. And I thought to myself, wow, well, you are literally a sign from the Lord planted right next to me at this table, because I'm a traveling sales guy. I've been looking to buy my own business, but I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. And it took him, hearing my backstory, similar to what I'm telling you now, and he goes, hey, Chase, light bulb, you already know the home inspection model with Morrison. Why don't you just open up your own location? Your risk is mitigated. You know how to operate the business. And it sounds like you only need a couple you need a hand in a few different areas, but your risk is far less than jumping into a brand new venture you've never heard of or been a part of before. And it was literally within, I think, 2.5 months after that conversation, I opened up doors for myself in March of 2025. And it has been great ever since. It's challenging as all get out, but it's been great. And I've been fortunate for it. So that's my background.